Finally tracked down my old squad mates, Master Jedi. Wishing I hadn't. General Garza recruited them into the Special Forces Black Ops program. But now, they're in a detention facility on Birun, convicted of war crimes.
War crimes are a serious charge. How did your old squad go from being heroes to convicted criminals?
Black Ops doesn't make heroes. It trains killers. If the right targets die, no one complains. They renamed my old squad the Surgeons, tasked them with destabilizing the Empire's command structure by removing its best leaders. But the Surgeons didn't just target Imperial commanders. They went after the officers' families. They wanted to send the enemy a message.
Killing women and children is never acceptable.
Good soldiers know what acceptable targets are. This wouldn't have happened on my watch. The detention center's warden says my old squad mates are serving life sentences. They're young. That's a lot of years to spend in cages. The next time I get nostalgic and curious, Master Jedi, give me a planet to invade.
So, when do I get my own Padawan? Always wanted to be a teacher.
Patience. You'll have your wish someday, and that student will be in excellent hands.
Be a shame not to share my wisdom. Been racking it up fast lately. Here, pretend you're my Padawan. Got a hypothetical moral dilemma for you. Say you could only save the Republic or the Jedi Order. Which would you choose and why? Don't think, answer.
We're all that prevents the Sith from conquering the galaxy. Without us, there'd be no Republic.
Excellent answer, my Padawan. Have a sweet flat cake. See? I'd make a nifty master. Learn from the best, after all.
What have you got for me? Only a few dozen senators have access to those accounts. One of them must be an Imperial spy. The Senate is made up of greedy, power-hungry opportunists. We can't ignore a traitor in the Senate. We must advise the authorities.
Every time I think I've seen it all, the galaxy shows me something new and crazy. The latest Journal of Xenomedicine reports that Wookiees live for centuries and mate for life. How can they do that? It's unnatural.
I don't think the Wookiee population would appreciate that sentiment.
I'd never say that while there's one standing around. I like my arms. But still, weird. Catching up on the latest medical data always makes me hungry, and I hate eating alone. What do you say, beautiful? Grab a bite?
What are we doing, Doc? Jedi aren't supposed to have relationships. I keep hoping I'm breaking that rule for a good reason. But all I see is a man who runs when things get complicated. You ask me to risk everything while you risk nothing. I won't do that.
I'm not asking you to risk anything. We're just having fun, right?
If I'm breaking the Jedi code, it can't be for a casual fling. It has to mean something.
I can't be responsible for messing up your career. Old Doc's too much of a gentleman for that. Let's you and me take a little breather. You'll feel better, I'll feel better. We'll come back fresh. I'm, gonna eat now. We'll talk later.
I do not know how more to prepare you to face the Emperor. What has your training been? All I know of Jedi ways is from Revan. Surely they have changed in 300 years.
How does someone become the Emperor's Wrath?
There has only ever been one. My training as a Sith was not far different than Korriban today. Only my visions set me apart, made them bring me before the Emperor. In his presence, I first saw who he was and what he planned.
You still chose to serve him?
I chose to live, long enough to find one who could defeat him. I thought Revan and the Jedi exile were my chance.
Revan and the Jedi exile are legends. What were they like?
It should not have surprised anyone that Revan turned Sith. He knew you cannot fight the dark side without understanding it. The exile was harder to read. Even with all she had done, she never trusted herself. With Revan, she was his student again. I liked them. I would have served them, but my vision told me they would fail. I cut down the exile and brought Revan to the Emperor as a gift.
Is that when he made you his executioner?
The only way to live long enough to find the Jedi who would kill the Emperor, to find you, was to convince him to trust me. He took my offering and gave me a place at his side. He gave me immortality. It was a gift, but not without its price.